1954, and we still married. I don't know how to count it up, but it'd be around 70 years, 65, 70 years.
65.
And we had a good life, and most of the time. We both graduated in Lufkin High School. I was a year ahead of her.
What made you choose the Navy?
Well, it's a long story. Have you ever heard of the Civil War?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my grandfather was in the Civil War. And he got wounded 2 different times. And he come home and raised a family, and he lived to be 99. World War I come along, and my dad was in World War I. And then the Second World War come along, and my 2 brothers was in it. And I just felt like that I needed to maybe follow the tradition, and that's what I did. One of my brothers was in the Army, the other was in the Navy. And I talked to both of them and kind of got their story, and then I made up my mind to go in the Navy. And it worked out real good for me. I ended up, I was really kind of lucky. They put me in the navigation department and sent me to Bainbridge, Maryland, to a navigation. We had a lot of action on that ship. I was on an aircraft carrier. And one of our pilots, they were making a run, and he got shot, and he got hit in the throat, and his plane got hit pretty bad. Well, he was trying to get back to the ship. He could still fly. And we had a plane on each side of him kind of helping him direct himself. And he had a 500-pound bomb hung under one wing. He couldn't talk. They kept trying to get him to release it or, do something. But anyway, they were going to try to land him on the ship. Instead of him getting straight where he could land, he kind of come in at an angle. We was up in the bridge. You probably don't know what that is, but it up in the conning tower. That's where I did my work. And he come in and he hit right under that on the flat deck, and that bomb went off. We were standing up there watching it, and we didn't leave. I didn't leave quite quick enough. I whirled around, and I got hit right up there with a little piece of shrapnel. And it hurt pretty bad, knocked me down, but there was a lot of them got hurt. And I fell up there and it was loose. So I just worked it, pulled it out. And I throwed it. And I thought that was the end of it. It didn't hurt, finally quit. It wasn't bleeding. And I didn't know that when it hit my skull, it broke. And a piece of it hit me at an angle and went inside my skull. It didn't go through it, or it went on top of it, but it went in it. Well, I just found that out just about, a month and a half ago. They were doing some more work on me, and they run
MRI.
MRI. Well, I had to fill out a little deal letter where I hadn't ever had any metal shavings in my eyes and that sort of thing. I got through and he put me under that deal when it started. Man, it started really vibrating. It was just a vibration. It wasn't hurting, it was just a vibration. And he stopped it right quick. And he said, you got some metal or something in your head. Well, that's when I didn't even remember what really happened. And we argued there for just a second. He said, I gotta go get the doctor. So they come and got a doctor, and they put something up right over my head on that part of it, and went on and turned it on and took their pictures. And but they told me it's about the size of a dime or a nickel or something like that. But that happened in 1952. So I didn't find out about it until 2020.
What did you do after your time in the Navy ended?
Well, I come home, and Joyce and I got married, about a year before that, not quite a year, what? And we fooled around up here for a while, and my brother was an ag teacher down in Humble, Texas. And he wanted me to come down there and to get a dealership from Rawson Training Company. That's what he was in. You had to go through their training program. So I went down there and I went through their training program with all their meetings and about, I don't know, probably 8 months. And then I went in business for myself over in Conroe, Texas. And I was over there for about 30 years, 32, something like that. And me and another fellow was in partners. Well, I sold my half of it to a boy that worked for us for 18 years. And that's when we bought a lot of land down there, run cattle on and stuff. We ended up selling all of it in our house. And we had bought this place in 1961. So we come back up here and built this house. And been here ever since. My great-granddaughter, she's in the Luckin Band, and she's in the 9th grade. And her ambition is to go to the Naval Academy. And I asked her why, and she said, well, I'm going to carry on this tradition. And